Shalom, call or Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the men that I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shem Shai, Barakatam to the hopefully elect. And before I get on with this video, I just want to put this disclaimer out there that I often do, that I'm not a part of Great Millstone. I'm not an official member of any camps, but I do learn, I study under the doctrine of Great Millstone, and I teach, the same like-minded doctrine. All right, and I gotta often put that out there because you got a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, a lot of fakers and pretenders, and false prophets and people creeping in unawares. So just to put that disclaimer out there, I'm not a part of Great Millstone officially, but I learn, study, and teach under the Great Millstone doctrine. All right, and with that being said, I came across this article. The title here says, widespread power outages hit Portland area, 50,000 homes, businesses affected. All right, and it's a relatively short article, so I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. It says over 50,000 Portland area homes and businesses are without power Wednesday morning as high winds and heavy rain begin to taper off. And see if this was posted. It says here, updated 9:31 a.m. today, 5:38 a.m. All right, so it says General Electric reports roughly 50,300 of its customers in Clackamas, Multnomah, and Washington counties have no power as of 9:10 a.m. More than 300 more Pacific Power customers in Portland are also without power. In Southwest Washington, Clark Public Utilities reports the power is out for an additional 2,724 homes and businesses. Then it goes on to say additional outages have been reported elsewhere in Oregon. About 8,600 Portland General Electric customers in Marion County are without power, for example, as are 1,347 of the utilities Yamhill County customers. All right, and that was, yeah, like I said, it's relatively short. That was it on that, but I figured I'd do a video on it because, for one, with all these blackouts that are going on, like in there was one in Pakistan, there was one in they just had one in the Vatican, as well as other places that mainstream is not really reporting on. All right, as well as here in America, there's some some of these blackouts going on that it's not being reported on. All right, and the fact being that some of the brothers believe, and I myself, I believed, or I believe that because a nationwide blackout is at some or I'll say could at some point it could be a nationwide thing. All right, because what I've often been telling people, man, I mean, one day, these lights are going out, man, and they're not coming back on, you know, because you got a lot of people out here, man. Even though, in spite of everything that's going on, man, people are still talking shit, and even though these prophecies, man, they're being made more and more clear, and they're being manifested more and more, man, and this is supposed to be a sign. It's supposed to be a sign, of the times, because these are the signs that Yahweh Shema Shai left for us to know, to pretty much get a kind of a general understanding of when the Lord will make His return. All right, and we're currently living in that time where these signs, like I said, they're being manifested. All right, and even with that being said, man, you still got people talking shit, man, and just scoffing and whatnot, and I don't really get into too many breakdowns. I don't get too deep with the average people that I talk to, but one of the things I do tell people, man, is one day, man, the lights here in America, man, they're going out, man, and they're not coming back on. It's gonna be permanently lights out permanently. And whether this is real, whether it's staged, whatever the case may be. Like I said, eventually, this America's lights will be shut off completely. All right. And just like how because I mentioned in a previous video, I mentioned how. Well, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get into it. Let me see if I can look for this real quick. Because when the lights go out, man, that can be a leeway to a lot of things going on. Like with the with the military, these different black op groups and whatnot. All right, a lot of them conduct these operations. A lot of these operations that they conduct, it's set to take place. Um, typically, during the dark hours. When everyone's asleep and whatnot. Between the hours of between the hours like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. A lot of times when they conduct these operations, all right, and being that the military is being set up, throughout, or the military, they're pretty much already here. The National Guard and whatnot. Um, again, with the lights being out, man, that can be a leeway for a lot of stuff to go down. I'm trying to think of where this would be. Let me try. Second Esdras 5, where it talks about the plagues of Egypt. All right, because and understand. America is spiritually called Egypt. All right. And as it says, America's gonna. Let me see if I can just look for it real quick. Where would that be at? Second Esdras. Let me try this. Second Esdras 15. Okay. Second Esdras 15, starting at verse. I'll start at verse 10. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." All right, and again, America, pursuant to Revelations the 11th chapter, America is spiritually this place is called Egypt. All right, and just like before, when the Lord plagued Egypt, all right. When you read verse 11, it says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof." All right. And when you look at the plagues that the Lord brought in ancient Egypt, all right, one of those plagues is what was the darkness those Egyptians, those Hamites, and they had to endure for those 3 days, and it wasn't just like a darkness that they just the lights were out, they had no candles, no candlelight or whatever, and they were just sitting there and they waited it out. No, the Lord plagued them, and it was a long 3 days for those Egyptians. All right. um Again, that's what's coming here, because again, more and more, you're gonna have more of these blackouts, and but like I said, ultimately, eventually, it will get to a point where um this whole place is gonna be without lights, man. All right. Like I said, man, that's gonna pave way to a lot of things to take place and to go down. Like I said, a lot of these military troops, they conduct these exercises and these operations. They do it in the late hours, when it's dark and everything like that. All right. Um, and this took place in Portland, and if I'm not mistaken, sometime during last year when those riots and protests was going on, you had basically vans popping up in these protests, and people getting kidnapped and whatnot, or getting hauled off, and only God knows what happened, but nevertheless, man, what's going to be taking place, man. And not only that, but I mean, because it's possible this could be the time where the Lord, because we know and understand that eventually the Lord's going to unleash these demons and these spirits. All right, he's going to open up the fourth realm, the fourth dimension. All right, and you're going to have all see, just like in ancient Egypt. All right, because well, let me before I get ahead of myself, let me read verse 12. It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it." All right. um I'll read verse 13. It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail and with the fearful constellation." All right. Because there's another part in the Bible that talks about, what does it say? Um, Basically, it goes into people fainting. People basically catching heart attacks just for the fear of just basically dying of shock. People's hearts failing them for fear. That's what it says. People's hearts failing them for fear. A lot of people are gonna be dying of heart attacks just when the Lord starts manifesting His terrible creatures. All right. Just the sight of these creatures alone, like the Leviathan. All right. A lot of people, they're not gonna be able to look upon the face of Leviathan. Just his appearance alone, his countenance alone is gonna cause a lot of people to die of heart attacks and cardiac arrest and things like that. All right. As well as these other demons and creatures that the Lord has set up waiting on the green light, to get busy. All right. These are things the Lord's going to unleash things on this earth, man, that people aren't going to be able to handle, because these people, they have no idea what the Lord's getting ready to bring to this place, and even more so here in America. All right. Um, so yeah, that was it on that. But yeah, just showing that America, spiritually being called Egypt. All right, the Lord's going to judge Egypt, modern day Egypt, which is America, like He did in ancient Egypt. All right, and again, that darkness. Again, which, like I said, some of the brothers, some of the elder brothers that I watch, and I myself do believe that this darkness, because like I said, man, going back to this article real quick, this is going to become a more and more common thing. All right, you're going to start having more power outages nationwide. All right. Because like I said, with the recent blackouts that have been going on in certain places like Pakistan and the Vatican. All right. Me personally, man, I believe that these elites, man, the elites of this world, they're getting ready to do something. They're getting ready to make some type of move. You know, um, Being that, again, having these power outages and no one's really speaking on it like that. All right. These devils could very well getting ready to do something and make some type of move. Like I said, when it's dark, that's when a lot of these military operatives and black ops and things of that nature, that's when they conduct these exercises and these drills and things of that nature. Like I believe out there in I think it was LA. I'm not really too sure how long ago it was. Maybe a couple of years ago, maybe. People or yeah, this video that was circulating about some I believe it was some Black Hawks, some type of Black Hawk operatives, conducting exercises and drills in the middle of the city, and it was dark and everything. I'm not sure what time of the night it was, but it was clearly late night, and you see these Black Hawk helicopters, you see these guys jumping off the ropes from the helicopters onto the top of the buildings and things of that nature. All right, because that's what these elites do. They particular areas, they study the layout, the backwoods and the back doors of the cities and things of that nature. That's what they do. All right. And like I said, in light of all these blackouts, what's going on in different places, they could and again, this is just my opinion, they could very well be mounting up to do something. They could be girding up for something. All right, because because one thing, man, these elites, man, they keep the people distracted with one thing, man, and behind closed doors, they're completely girding up and getting ready for something else, because right now, pretty much everyone's attention span is for the most part, all right, because you got a lot of people, especially Jake, man, their mind is focused on other nonsense like the bread and circus, the sports and everything, but there are some people that are somewhat aware of certain things. And for the most part, a lot of people's attention is focused on, this whole, the upcoming events, coming this inauguration, the events that can, possibly unfold, because there's information coming out. The FBI is pretty much putting out there that, hey man, something can go down in all 50 states, man, with the capitals in all 50 states. All right, you got these militias talking about the Million Man March, militia march, or whatever they call it. All right, and people girding up to physically prevent Joe Biden from getting in office, and all this other stuff. So because again, pretty much that's what people's main focus is on right now, and again, because while that's being all said and done, all right, everyone's paying attention on that for the most part. And again, with these blackouts that are current going on, and like I said, the mainstream media is not really reporting on it. They could very well be gearing up for some type of secret military operation or something. Like I said, it's just speculation. I'm just state my opinion, but nevertheless, you want to be aware of these things one way or the other, because that's the job of if you calling yourself a man of the Lord, man. That's one of the things you want to stand on the watch, as the scriptures talk about, to give warning to the people, so again, this is one of those things, man, to be I feel the need to just shed some light on. But because again, once I don't know if I mentioned this already, but concerning like a possible EMP attack, all right, them attacking, because America, they could. It's being said that America, could attack its own, electric grid, and blame it on China and blame it on Russia, and these, these other things, all right, which again, it all goes back to a nationwide blackout, all right, and like I keep saying, because eventually the Lord will take the lights out this place, and it's, it's going to be a permanent blackout, all right, and again, that can lead way to a number of things, man, like I said, being that America's gonna, the Lord's gonna plague modern Egypt, which is America, like He did ancient Egypt. One of those plagues being that darkness. All right. Let me get this real quick. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get in second. It's like a Wisdom of Solomon, because I got I think I got two precepts lined up in Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. What would that be? Chapter 17. I'll start at verse 1. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but if you read this whole chapter, Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, it pretty much goes in more detail of what took place during those 3 days of darkness in ancient Egypt. All right, because like I said, man, it wasn't, they weren't just sitting there without light and just singing kumbaya and just waiting it out. No, the Lord was plaguing them. All right, and this chapter goes into more detail what took place during that day or during that time. But I'm gonna just read a few of these scriptures. Wisdom of Solomon 17, starting at verse 1. It says, "For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, nurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation," all right, and again going back to the ancient Pharaoh, how he didn't want to let the children of Israel go. All right. It says, "They being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness." All right, because on another note, all right, again, what could possibly go down come this inauguration with the possible hell that could be let loose. All right, they could very well possibly declare a martial law, which in turn that would pretty much mean people shut up in their houses. There will be very limited travel going to and fro, like it talks about 2 Esdras 15. People desiring to go into one city, but they won't be able to. All right, because this place is going to be shut down. All right, so people are going to be shut up in their houses without power. All right, it says the prisoners of darkness, yeah, because it's going to be completely dark. And I'm talking about just with the EMP strike, which again because concerning this. How these things play out, man. It could play out a number of ways. So, again, because I'm just, throwing variables out there, because we're expecting like a big event, something big to go down, and again, one of those possibilities being that come inauguration, they can, they can set up an EMP strike, an EMP attack, which with that, they might declare martial law. I don't know. Just again, just throwing possible variables out there, what could take place. All right. It says, and fettered with the bonds of a long night. So you see, because like I said, man, it was a long, those 3 days, man, it was a long 3 days, man. It was a long night. All right. It says, lay there exiled from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered on a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. All right. And there's another scripture, and I believe it's the book of Isaiah, talks about strange, there's going to be a lot of strange things going on. The times that we're coming into, man. I heard one of the elder brothers that I watched and going to how, man, as we get deeper into this thing, man, you can expect to see more chariot sightings, because the chariot sightings, man, they're only going to increase. All right, and they're only going to manifest themselves more and more, and it's going to get to a point where, you're going to be able to see concerning these chariots, man. These so-called UFOs, man, you're going to be able to see the detail and everything on these chariots and everything. All right. But just, because that's just one of many things that, that's going to be taking place. Like I said, like I mentioned, with these demons, the Lord's going to open up the fourth realm. If America gets hit with the EMP, all right, this could be that darkness, like in ancient Egypt when the Lord plagued those Egyptians with the darkness. All right, this could very well, be that darkness, and as one of the plagues that it talks about. All right, and that could very well be the time that the Lord unleashes these demons and gives these demons the green light to cause havoc and cause chaos out here, But nevertheless, because I was saying, in Isaiah talks about how a lot of strange things are going to be going on, man. The times that we're coming into, a lot of strange occurrences are going to be taking place, man. All right. Just again, the Lord, these demons, man, they're going to be manifesting themselves, man. Where was I at? I'll read verse 4. It says, For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. So again, because basically, man, what those ancient Egyptians, what they went through, man, they heard things that weren't theirs, terrifying things that weren't there. All right, and they seen things, man. They seen terrible visions, demons, stuff that wasn't really there, That's a scary thing, man, and being that today, man, these people, man, like, you hear something in the dark, man, you're quick to run to the light and turn the lights on. All right, well, that's not going to take place during this time. All right, you're not going to be able to have no light. All right, because in ancient Egypt, when you read the account, it goes into a darkness that they could feel, that thick darkness that they could feel. All right, so they were probably feeling stuff. That actually might let me read this out. It says, okay, no, I read that verse 4, but it might actually be in this chapter. But during the ancient Egypt, man, they probably felt things brush up on them that wasn't really there, and being that, again, that darkness that they could feel, man, I'm sure it was terrifying. Like I said, a lot of those ancient Egyptians just died out of fear, shock and fear, just heart stopped beating because they were so shook, And like I said before, I did a video going into the pale horse, which that was these said spirits the Lord's gonna unleash, because there's gonna be a time of judgment. The Lord's gonna allow these spirits to, like I said, cause havoc on this earth. All right. Let me go there real quick. Revelations 6. And it also goes into it talks about Ecclesiasticus, the 39th chapter, where it talks about the spirits of vengeance. The Lord created spirits for vengeance. All right. Because like I said, the Lord has things out there, just waiting on waiting on the green light, Revelation 6:8, it says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And then, like I mentioned in the video, when you look into the definitions of that word pale, all right, it kind of goes into, like about what I was talking about, how people basically being scared to death, dying out of shock and whatnot. All right. It says, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them. So you see the them part are these spirits that are going to be, the Lord's going to allow to cause havoc and wreck this place when it's all said and done. When the Lord gives, gives these spirits the green light. All right. Because again, man, when, once the Lord opens up that fourth dimension, man, and these spirits come out here and they start causing havoc, or you're gonna have different animals, creatures, newly created, beasts, newly created, all right, stuff we've never seen before, all right. People, man, people are gonna find out why they called the Lord the Alashadja in the ancient world. People are gonna find that out very soon. All right, and that goes into demon-like power, the Alashadja, demon-like power. All right, people are gonna find out real soon why you should fear Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, because the Lord is he's nothing to play with whatsoever. All right, there's another part of the Bible that talks about through the persuasion of men, through the fearing of Yahweh Shem Shai, we persuade men, because again, man, the Lord is he's nothing to play with, man. And that's exactly what these people play around with Yahweh Shem Shai, man. They don't take the Lord serious whatsoever. Let me go back to this. Wisdom of Solomon 17 and verse 5. It says, no power of fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. So you see, because like I said, there's no power, man. Once the Lord, completely takes the lights out this place, man, in this night, all right. Because like in ancient Egypt, man, they had the little flames or whatnot, the little fire or whatnot, and that wasn't nothing. Because again, this darkness that they felt, man, it was darkness that could be felt. All right. So that, their little flames, their little lamps of fire, or they try to use for light or whatever, it didn't do it was of no use. All right. It didn't do them anything. All right. They couldn't see anything. All right. They probably couldn't even see the fire that they had, set before them. They probably couldn't see that, So yeah, that was it. Because that going into that whole chapter, man. When you go into that whole chapter, man, it's scary, man. What those Egyptians felt, what they dealt with, what they had to go through those 3 days. Like I said, man, it was a long night for those Egyptians. All right, and that's what's coming here, man. All right, the Lord takes the power out, man. These people are in for a rude awakening. All right, but let me get this. I read this Psalms 106 and verse 22. It says, wonderful works in the land of Ham and terrible things by the Red Sea. All right, because again, those Hamites, which were those Egyptians during the time of ancient Egypt, or during that time of those were the Hamites that the Lord was plaguing in ancient Egypt. All right, the terrible things that the Lord brought upon those Egyptians. All right, he's bringing those mighty works back, those terrible works back. Like I said, people are going to find out why they called the Lord, why they refer to the Lord as the Alashadja. All right, very demon-like power, man, terrible power. These people are about to find out why you should fear Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, and also I want to get this in Matthew's 8. All right, because with all that being said, man, with all of that being said, man, only a small remnant is going to be protected during that time. All right. I'll just get to the point. Matthew 8 and 12 says, but the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right. And again, when the Lord brings his darkness out, and he brings these plagues, man, people are going to be damn. I mean, I can only imagine, weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. That kind of says it says it all for itself. People are going to be in a desperate position, man. That's why going back to Revelation 6, when it talks about the pale horse, it said death. When it talks about death followed and hell followed, right? That hell going into a very bad place. All right, a very bad position. All right. Because again, that's what's coming, man. Once the Lord starts jacking this place up and bringing these plagues, man, But just kind of wanted to shed light on this, man, because again, this isn't really being reported on that like that. But again, nevertheless, man, you're gonna start seeing more of this, more and more. whether it be here in the States, whether it be, other countries or whatnot. All right. Eventually you will start seeing more cases like this. All right. And like I said, the Lord eventually He's going to take the lights out. He's going to shut the lights out permanently, man. And they're not, it's not coming back on. All right. So, just going to continue to sit back and wait to see how these things play out, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And with that, I'm going to give all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.